Hello Daisies. This is guided reading for Daisies for Tuesday, December 15th, 2020. Today we will be on day 2 of Creepy Crawly Caterpillars. These are the supplies you will need for today's lesson. You'll need your book, a pencil, and some post-it notes. Go ahead and pause the video and collect these supplies. When you have all your supplies together, press play. Pause your video now and gather your supplies. All right, let's begin. Before we start with our book, let's get warmed up. We're going to be reviewing some of our magic rhyme vocabulary words. We're going to read them like this. I will lay a card or a word on my table and we'll read it, wiggle, and then we're going to look for the magic rhyme in the middle, and we're going to say the magic rhyme 3 times. We will read it like this. Wiggle, ig, ig, ig. IG is my magic rhyme. Does that make sense? All right, here we go. Flipper, ip, ip, ip. Puddle, ud, ud, ud. Sloppy, up, up, up. Shatter, at, at. Grabbed, ab, ab, ab. Jogger, og, og, og. Wedding, ed, ed, ed. Slipper, ip, ip, ip. Let me hear you, Daisies. Planning, an. Humming, Planning, an. Winner, in. Paddle, add. Foggy, og. Winner, in. Dripping, ip, ip, ip. Scrabble, ab. Snuggle, ugh. And blogging, og. Good job. All right, now that we have warmed up, let's go ahead and come to our book. In our book, Creepy Crawly Caterpillars, we are on day 2. Our comprehension focus is asking and answering questions, specifically why questions. I'm going to write the word why on my board. Why? We are going to need to mark some pages in our book today. We're going to be doing that with our sticky notes. Get those out now and get ready to mark your book. Here we go. Let's first put a sticky note on page 5. Page 5. Let's put another sticky note on page 7. Page 7. It's okay if it hangs off a little bit. All right, let's go to page 8. Let's put a sticky note on page 8. Let's put a sticky note on page 10. Page 10. Sticky note on page 12. Look at, there's one, somebody must have that sticky note in their book. I bet somebody from a long time ago left their sticky notes in there. Page 12, that's kind of funny. Page 14. And page 16. That's our last page for a note, page 16. So 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. All right, let's go back to page 5. Page 5. And let's write the word why at the top. W-H-Y with a question mark. Okay, and then we'll do that on the next one. Write why on every sticky note you have with a question mark. W-H-Y. Once you have written why on every card, you'll be done with the Post-its. I'm going to introduce a few new vocabulary words to you from our book. The first word is S-H-E-D-S, and it's found on page 14. Please turn to page 14. What does the word sheds mean? Sheds means to get rid of. When it gets too big, it sheds its skin or gets rid of its skin. Most caterpillars will shed their skin about 5 or 6 times. Let's also look at the word stage on page 16. Stage on page 16. During the next stage in a caterpillar's life, a hard shell begins to form around it. This is called a chrysalis. Good. Chrysalis is the other important word. C-H-R-Y-S-A-L-I-S. Page 16. Stage is a certain time in a caterpillar's life. Stage. And a chrysalis is a hard shell that a caterpillar forms around itself. Let's say these 3 words together. Say sheds, stage, chrysalis. Again, sheds, stage, chrysalis. What sound does CH make in chrysalis? You're right. It makes the k sound, doesn't it? Can you think of another word that has a CH that makes the k sound? How about Christmas? Christmas? How about Christ? How about choir? Yeah, those are all good examples, aren't they? All right. Let's also look at a text feature. In your book, there's a fold-out. Let's open the fold-out and see what information is here. Can you find the fold-out? Mrs. Trana doesn't have it because I have a copy. But in your book, there is a fold-out. See if you can find the fold-out. Once you have found it, I want you to talk out loud about what you can learn on this page. Go ahead and take a few minutes to study this page, read this page, and look at the pictures. You'll notice it looks something like this. This is an example of the fold-out in your book. Find that fold-out and take a few minutes to study it, read it, and look at the pictures. All right, friends, let's go ahead and talk about those Post-it notes that we put in our book. Let's turn to page 4, where our first Post-it note is. It's right here. Sorry, page 5. My card says page 4, but that must be wrong because our first page was page 5. Let's work on the strategy of answering why questions. You have a sticky note on this page, so we have to think of a why question. Let's read the page together, and then we're going to be thinking of a question that we could ask using the information on this page. The question has to start with the word why. Here we go, let's read. Caterpillars have soft bodies and they move slowly. This makes it easy for animals to catch and eat them. Many caterpillars look like the plants or leaves that they eat. This helps protect them from predators. Okay. Think about what we just read. Can you think of a question that goes with this page that starts with the word why? I can think of one. My question is, why is it easy for animals to catch and eat them? I'm going to write that on my sticky note or on my Post-it note. Why is it easy for animals to catch and eat them? Question mark. You can copy my why question, or you can think of your own and write your own. My why question was, why is it easy for animals to catch and eat them? What would the answer be? They move slowly and they have soft bodies. That would be my answer. It's easy for animals to catch and eat them because they have soft bodies and they move slowly. Let's go to our next post-it page on page 7. Let's read page 7 and then think of a question that we could ask using the word why. Let's read it together. You might think there are more than 6 legs on a caterpillar. If you pick up a caterpillar and look at its belly, you will see some stumps that look like legs. These stumps are not really legs. They are called prolegs. The prolegs help the caterpillar hold on as it climbs plants. What is a why question I could ask about the information I just read? All right, my question is going to be, why do caterpillars have prolegs? Write your question now too. My question asked, why do caterpillars have prolegs? I could say caterpillars have prolegs so that they can climb plants. All right, let's move on to page 8. Read page 8 and think of a good why question, and I will do the same silently. Go ahead and start reading. All right, I read the page, and my why question was, why do caterpillars have eye spots? The answer is, caterpillars have eye spots so they can scare away some predators. What question did you come up with? I'm listening. All right, let's keep going. Pause the video if you need to finish, or if you need more time to work. If you're ready to go on, let's go on. Page 10. You read the page quietly and I will read it to myself. And then let's write our questions down below. Go ahead and start reading to yourself. All right, my question was, why is a caterpillar called an eating machine? That was up here in the title of the page, eating machines. My answer could be, caterpillars are called eating machines because they have just one job, to eat. Did you come up with a different question? Make sure you write it down. All right, we have 3 more left. Let's keep trucking along. Page 12. Read page 12 to yourself and then write your why question. I'll read it to myself and write my question also. Go ahead, start reading. All right. My why question said, why do farmers think caterpillars are pests? Because they eat the leaves from their plants. Very good. Pause the video if you need more time to write and think. Press play when you're ready to move on. Page 14. Read page 14 to yourself and think of a why question. Go ahead, start reading. My question is, why does a caterpillar shed its skin? A caterpillar sheds its skin when it gets too big to fit inside. What is your question? Make sure it starts with the word why. And our last page, page 16. Read page 16, friends, and then think of a why question. Go ahead, read it to yourself. All right, what question can you think of for page 16 that starts with the word why? I'm going to say, why does a caterpillar change shape? Why does a caterpillar change shape? Why does a caterpillar change shape? A caterpillar changes shape so that it can become a butterfly. One of the stages is called a chrysalis. A caterpillar turns into a chrysalis, and a chrysalis opens up and a butterfly comes out. What was your why question for this page? All right. I'd like you to, when you're done writing your questions, keep your Post-its in there. I would like you to read your book one more time. Read it to yourself, friends. When you're done reading, I want you to take your book to mom or dad, and I want them to read each Post-it note and see if they can answer your question, okay? So you're going to need mom or dad or your babysitter or grandma and grandpa, somebody, an older brother or sister. Share your book with them when you're done reading and have them see if they can answer your Post-it note questions. All right, have a great day and we'll see you later.